We're live.
Hello, guys. Just want to say thank you to everyone. We're going to start off tonight with a new episode of our Excessive BS. This is episode number 2. For all you new listeners, we appreciate it as always. Tonight I'll be your host, Raymond, and I will have Bunny over here with me. For all you new listeners, again, we appreciate it, but I want to start with giving you a quick recap of the last week's show. We touched on a little baseball news. Rich filled us in on some Atlanta Braves news for us, and Rizzo touched on a little bit of NFL Bunny touched on a little bit of racing on the last Excessive BS, and then all three of us was able to go a full dive into what the Elimination Chamber had on store for us, and let's just jump into it there, Bunny. It was actually not a bad one, man. Seen some of the writing on the wall, especially with Orton. I feel like I don't know how to say this, but I feel like with the way that AJ Styles' retirement tour, it was playing out the whole time, and we didn't even know it. But then again, you couldn't overlap that with Cena. So I understand why they did it, and you know, if this would have been TNA, then AJ Styles would have had the bigger retirement tour than John Cena. But with that being said, I'm flipping the script back to Orton here. I really feel like we're kindly on the verge, if not on the start of Randy Orton's retirement tour. And with that, I think they're setting him up. He texted me Friday night when we were watching SmackDown and said that I said it was going to be a triple threat. I actually told my girlfriend that. You chimed in and said a four-way, and after Friday night SmackDown, I think it will be a four-way. But all that to be said, we'll get into that different time. But right now, Orton is set up on the way to Mania. So let's just start there. I'm okay with it. I want to see 15 for Orton. I'm an
I
Orton
do too.
fan. So with Chamber, though, it shows how well he does not do this late in his career in singles matches. He hardly wrestled in that Chamber, man. I mean, at the end of it, he hadn't even broke a sweat yet. And that's why anymore you see him in tag teams more than anything right now.
Yeah. I think we're seeing the near end for Orton here.
Yeah.
I do think that this is kind of his farewell. I do hope that it's not a short farewell tour. I'm hoping this is the start of a year-long kind of run for him. I hope that you don't see him maybe pick up the belt at Mania and then lose it later come, say, SummerSlam to Gunther. I hope that's not what they're building this. I did kind of foresee that Cody was going to win the belt on Monday Night Raw. And after everything had went, yes, I said that they was setting up for a four-way, but even after this week, I question that. It's almost like, hey, we need to have two separate matches here. But I think a fatal four-way would be the way to go for them, and it gives options to who's going to take that pinfall, and it keeps Cody strong, but it can still yet put over Orton, and nobody's going to get hurt in this matchup as far as falling down the ladder.
Yeah, but if they do go fatal four, I think, personal opinion, I think McIntyre takes the pin. I mean, he has got so much heat on him, but he is in so many rivals right now. I think right after Mania, the Monday after Mania, he picks up just like that, and he's right back in something. And we don't even realize he took the fall. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's so short lived. And I mean, Monday, we always know the Monday after Mania, the Raw after Mania is huge. I mean, hell, they could bring somebody new in and start a feud with whoever takes the pin in that match. And then, boom, whoever takes the pin is completely forgotten about at that point.
Yeah,
But here's
go ahead.
another thing I wanted to throw at you. With the Fatal 4-Way, do they bring Fatu into the main event already of Mania? I don't think that. So you got a good point there. But I don't feel like you swap the belt and you pull that quick of an audible to get it off McIntyre, because this is only like the second or third time in history that a title's changed hands. Like no more pay-per-views before Mania. And I think Oscar or AJ Styles was one of those that was involved in that. And so with that being said, I don't understand why they would have audibled so quickly not to have had McIntyre still in the fight for it. Like, I don't see him losing it not to be involved in that title match in Mania.
I think you almost have to throw the audible there because of what happened with the Vision. I think they was going a different route this whole time, and each step of the way, something's run in the way, something's got in the way, and they've had to prematurely develop this. And he's the guy. He's the guy you can throw into this match right now.
That is true. And with the Vision, I mean, I hate that because I was really interested in where that storyline was headed. 100%. But I think Orton wins at Mania, but I think he has it only until SummerSlam. I think he's gone after SummerSlam. Or not he's gone, but he loses the title at SummerSlam.
I agree with that. But who does he put over at SummerSlam? If they're building that far out, who is the guy that they are going to let Orton put over? It shouldn't be Cody. It shouldn't be McIntyre.
Fatu.
I think Fatu or Breaker.
You keep Fatu involved in this storyline.
I think you split here. I think you split here and you go down the direction of Fatu and McIntyre a little bit, or McIntyre and Rhodes.
Maybe we'll see. I'm sort of with you there a little bit, but we'll see. Let's save our predictions for Mania. We got a big Mania show still coming up, so let's hold off and not dive too deep in there. But in the recap there, we'll go to the women's side of it here. We've seen Rhea. I predicted that. I said I figured Rhea would win it, but I was pulling for Tiffany or Alexa, with Rhea being my third. But I figured the Mania event was Jade versus Rhea. And, I mean, your money's sold right there. Your two top powerhouses. This is going to be a fight. I can't say that I'm mad about this. We've not seen this match. I mean, we've seen it in tag teams, but we've not seen it really come to fruition of what this match can bring to the table. The only thing that I'm worried about is how much will Rhea have to carry. Jade, I feel like, is still young. Yes, she's been in AEW. She was in AEW from the start or close to it. I think she came in with Shaq, actually, in her debut match. I think it was her and Shaq. Could be wrong. But there's still some stuff I want to see. But they're putting a rocket strap on Jade, and her physique alone, I mean, makes her well qualified for the job. But I think she's going to get her run here at Mania, obviously, and after that, she's going to fall back into maybe another or she may go with the mid-card title or even back into the tag scene. So I think this is going to be a good one, but I think, as always, we see Rhea, Mommy, come out on top.
I agree. I think Rhea's almost got to win it here and take the belt back over. There's too many other storylines that you can run there with her, and she's really good at carrying the belt. Yeah. Jade, she needed to defend it more. She's just kind of stood around with it, and I think that's something that you're going to have to get back to, is seeing these titles put on the line on a more consistent basis. And that's as a whole, as a company as a whole.
And I like that Triple H is doing that. We had Friday Night SmackDown, we had Monday Night Raw. CM Punk put his on the line. Not this past Monday, but I think it was Monday before against who was it? Can't remember at this point, but I know he defended it against Balor, I believe, on a televised show. But he has defended his recently. But speaking of that, heard this stat the other night on one of the two shows. Dominic, his first title defense was Monday against Penta. It was Monday Night Raw. His first title defense was against Penta since he won it off John Cena back in November.
Yeah.
That was his first defense. That is ridiculous. Now, he was hurt, though, given. So, I'm not for sure. You know, that probably played some factor into it. But then you had the two singles matches, one being Punk against Balor, and then we seen what happened on Monday night where him holding Balor or holding JD back from giving Dom the ring bell. It's just a matter of time. Finn's going face. We're going to see Dom versus Finn at Mania. Maybe even a triple threat with Penta. Maybe a fatal four with JD for the Intercontinental. They love we've talked about it before. They love the multi-men, multi-women matches at Mania. More people, the better, they think. And we're going to see it. And so now with Penta winning the Intercontinental, I very well think this is going to turn into a fatal four, maybe even more.
I still think you're going to see Dominic and Finn just singles match at Mania.
Possibly. I figured they might want the belt back on Finn, though, pretty quickly to solidify that face run.
Yeah. I mean, I get where you're going with it, but there's money to be made there with Finn and Dominic at Mania.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see that. What did you think about the Dom? I mean, it's one of the best. I mean, one of the better matches. You know, Punk. And hate him or love him, he still is performing. He's still doing great. You put Balor in the ring with anybody. I mean, I'm not a Balor fan. I know you are, but Balor's a great performer.
Yeah.
Consistent.
Yeah, no. I hate that he's getting stuck in the mid card right now. There's matches that you could have. I thought that the Punk Finn match was good. It wasn't over the top. It wasn't great.
Yeah.
It was solid. Finn and Seth Rollins, you can run that back. There's some other guys that you can have Finn go up against. And even if it is say a McIntyre down the road or somebody of his stature, bring the Demon back.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, in those type of matchups, I think you're going to have to. And even with that being said, don't be surprised if they have this run and you start to see develop over the next few weeks. Maybe the Demon comes back at Mania and he just that is his exploding point.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm ready for that 100%. And I don't know. I mean, I know they're going Roman, CM Punk. We already seen one fire promo from that this past week. But man, I'm here for this match. I'm 100% here for this Roman Punk match. I think it's going to be a barn burner. I mean, Roman, I know that he went on the long championship reign and everything, but man, you know, even just his facial expressions are so spot on, man. The dude is genuine your ticket seller right now. He is your new John Cena. He's just not there. I mean, he can make anything happen. So this is going to be a fire match. The only thing that I didn't really like is wrestling or WWE has now announced that both championship matches are going to be the main events. So I guess no women are going to be a main event, or are they considering that first match on Mania as part of a main event now, because they do like that first opening slot and they consider that a big seller.
Yeah, I think they've kind of went to that in here the last 5-10 years. I wish they would book the shows like they used to. Slow build all the way through the show. Tell the story all the way through the show. You know, you have your first opening few matchups, but your big stuff, your big feuds are at the end.
Yeah.
And that's something I think they've gotten away from just because they have so much talent.
Yeah. Very possible.
And for me, I think you could have one of the women headline, but I don't think the matches that they're setting up this year are worthy of that final spot.
Yeah.
And for Roman, yeah, he's money, but he's going to fall directly into the Brock Lesnar role. And I think that Heyman has really helped him develop over the last 5-10 years, ever how long it's been.
Yeah. And there's more to come back because every time Heyman, speaking of, just real quick, every time Heyman, you know, you hear about Heyman, he still introduces himself as a wise man. So there's more to that still yet to come. And I love Triple H letting him still announce himself like that.
I'm waiting to see what they do with Heyman as far as all these things that he's done. Once he gets to the end of his career, that he's stepping off screen, how does that play out for him? He's had so many ties. He's had CM Punk. He's had Brock. He's had Roman. He's had multiple others that's not even with the, company anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Where do they bring that in? How do they try to tie all that in together? Because you've got a lot of his guys, the Heyman guys, that's fixing to hit retirement.
You know what I think would be cool? One old school style Survivor Series. His men that he's managed, your Punk, Lesnar, Reigns, let him get a team against your new manager, whoever he passes that torch to. An old school Survivor Series match.
I don't know
Best
who the new
manager
manager
wins.
would be.
You could have him and somebody, obviously not, but somebody like Mouth of the South.
Yeah.
Could you imagine them two just on the outside of the ring and the build up that Paul Heyman and somebody like Mouth of the South would bring to these 10 competitors? They would put them on pedestals. Like you bring in these new people, this new 5, and this pedestal that whoever the new ones would just be astronomical to just even be mentioned with Heyman. Like Heyman himself would put them over.
I think you almost do it differently. I think you try to run it as a NWO versus WCW. The Heyman crew versus the corporation.
Well, and that's kind of what I'm getting into leading up to it. And it culminates in a Survivor Series style match. That's your end result. Or War Games now.
Yeah. And that on that topic, War Games, TLC, you've got the Elimination Chamber, Hell in a Cell, all these gimmick pay-per-views. Get away from that. We know when it's coming. Build the gimmick of the match when it's needed and not every year.
Yeah. Because you about know who's going to be in Hell in a Cell 3 months, 4 months out. You can already see who it's coming down to. Like when Cody came back, you seen before Randy got hurt, they were going that way with them during COVID. I think it was Cody. No, it may not have been Cody. It was maybe Rollins, Randy, and somebody. But it was going
Rollins and Cody when Cody tore his pec.
Maybe that one too. Yeah, yeah. There's some different ones, but I mean, you see where they're going with it. So, Anyway, my final thoughts there on Chamber. Great Chamber. Good last PLE before the Mania, and I'm interested in continue to see the build up. So that's my final thoughts, and appreciate the recap there. But before we get off, we would be completely stupid considering we are mainly football oriented here. We gotta have a shout out because me and Rizzo absolutely were texting last night about this terrible trade that went through. Max Crosby going to the Ravens. Terrible for us. Terrible.
Oh, terrible for you. Terrible for Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
He's got TJ Watt, he's got Myles Garrett, and now he has Max Crosby.
And
6 games against those 3 guys.
And not only those 3 guys, but 2 of those defenses are top defenses in the league almost every season with the Steelers and Ravens. And on top of that, the other big news was McDuffie going to the Rams, as if this Rams defense needed any more motivation. Huge trade for them.
I think they're trying to get all the pieces they need to get that championship before Stafford retires.
My mom, I know we've mentioned it on Quarter Blitz before, she word for word said that yesterday. I think they're trying to get stacked for Stafford one more. And I agree.
I don't think they go after a quarterback this year as far as the Rams do, as far as their future. Next year.
Yeah.
Next year's a lot deeper of a quarterback draft class. That may be where you see that start to happen and develop under Stafford. And if I'm Stafford, if I'm the Rams, I'm looking at him and who do you want to be your protege? Who do you want to develop?
And who plays a lot like him? You got to have that whole style still yet too.
Yeah, I mean, when he come out of Georgia and went to Detroit, look his longevity. He's been fairly healthy his whole career.
Yeah.
Playing again, for the first part of his years, he had a horrible, O-line, that team, but he made do. He made the best with it. So I hate to say it, but I'm really curious to what does the Ravens look like this year? New coach, you're bringing in Crosby,
And we thought this year they were going to just run away with the North and struggled. Went on a 6, 7, 8 game losing streak, mid-season. So early season.
Well,
so
Lamar's got to stay healthy.
He does, but that consists of him staying in the pocket. And do we see that happening? I don't think so until he gets hurt.
Didn't I see that they signed Huntley to a 2-year, like $11 million?
I didn't see that. I must overlook that one, but possibly. But I don't think Lamar stops running until, like every other running quarterback, they get hurt or retire.
Yeah.
It's in their nature. It's a sixth sense for them. I mean, I get it. So, I don't know. All righty, Bunny. You got any final thoughts today?
I don't. Good little recap here. Good little first live for us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, guys, this is our kind of a trial run here to see how this goes. Hit up the chats. Start sending us stuff. We'll see it live as we go. We'll be on TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. I've actually had a few people message me here on the side and saying they're live and they're watching it. So appreciate it.
Sweet, guys. We appreciate it. Yeah, and we've got a lot of stuff rolling out. We've got a March Madness competition coming up next fall. Bonnie will be locked and loaded. We both will be locked and loaded and have a new jersey ready to give away. We're hoping to get some more. We had a good turnout last year, so we're excited to see more people in that. But March Madness will be rolled out hopefully this week with the details. We're excited for that. That'll be our second year running that this year, so we're excited to get that one out. hopefully some new merchandise coming soon for some shirts, and got some different designs ready to roll out for everybody. We got a lot coming, and big interviews coming up. I know Bunny's excited, especially excited about maybe a racing name coming to the stand, guys. So really good stuff, and we appreciate all the support. So stay tuned for everybody. Y'all are gonna be surprised coming up.
Yeah, I mean, to give you kind of a sneak peek here, tomorrow night, me and French is going to sit down with Addison Lund and Abby Hunn. They are two softball players with East Carolina. We'll go on, do an interview with them, and we got a special guest coming this week with Moonshiners Racing. Michael Rizzo hosts. I'll be a part of that, but we do have a special guest that's going to join us for that show this week. So pretty happy about it. And stay tuned for more. We got some possibly big names coming down the pipe here for Depot Street Sports.
Yep, and we want to go ahead and say one last thing. Thank you to Allie Bloom last week for doing an interview. She sat down with Bunny and French and knocked it out of the park, and that was no pun intended until I thought about it. She's killing it at softball at Kentucky right now, so go check out the little interview from Bunny and French, guys. More interviews to come. We're excited. So with that being said, we will be trying to come back live a little bit later this week to do another rollout. Me and French is going to try to talk some previews for the conference tournaments and the March Madness to come. I know in 2 weeks we're going to be doing a big March Madness show, so we're excited. We're going to try to get everybody, the whole crew, all the way from Quarter Blitz to Sounds Like Six, having a mingle. So that's going to be a fun show. So we hope to see everybody on that one. So Bunny, with that being said, we'll sign off for the night and appreciate everybody and get ready for that Monday morning churn every day. So we appreciate it, guys. This is Excessive BS, and we will catch y'all later.
See ya.